this video, I'm going to talk about how to get froglights. Froglights are blocks that emit light. They come in three colors: pearlescent purple, verdant green, and ochre yellow. You cannot find them naturally in Minecraft, and you cannot craft them. Instead, froglights are pooped out by frogs after they eat a baby magma cube. The color of the frog determines the color of the frog light. This leads to a couple of questions. Where can we find frogs, and where can we find magma cubes to feed them? Frogs can be found in regular swamps or in mangrove swamps. Magma cubes can be found in the nether, somewhat reliably in the basalt deltas, and less reliably in the nether waste biome or in a nether fortress. Apart from those spots, there is one other highly useful spot to find magma cubes: the treasure bastion. This particular bastion type consists of two buildings connected by a bridge decorated with two gold blocks. Inside the larger square building, at the bottom of a huge tall central courtyard, you can find a spawner hanging from a chain near a pile of gold blocks. This is where we will build our froglight farm, because that spawner is a magma cube spawner. You can locate a treasure bastion by either exploring a whole lot of nether space, or by using an app like Chunkbase Seed Map and plugging in your seed to get the coordinates. Then you just look for an icon of a pig with a chest over it. Now that we have found a bastion, let's make preparations before we start building the farm. Step 1. We need certain things available, including 2 frogs to start with, slime balls to breed more frogs, safe breeding barns in 3 different temperate biomes to get multiple frogs of each color, a way to safely move our frogs into and through the nether to our bastion, 4 stacks of dirt to stop the spawner temporarily, 4 to 6 stacks of glass is recommended so that you can see inside your farm while it's working, but you could use building blocks instead. 2 stacks of powered rail, which need 128 gold ingots and 22 redstone to craft. Miscellaneous building blocks for walls, trapdoors, boats, and ladders. 12 stacks of gravel, 40 regular rails, 8 hoppers, 1 hopper minecart, a lever, 25 redstone blocks, 99 honey blocks, 25 buckets of powdered snow, and finally, a good amount of patience, caution, and a few fire resist potions just in case. The bastion is a dangerous place to build. Here are 5 things to watch out for. Number 1, zombie pigmen. If you leave these guys alone, you'll be fine. But if you hit one by mistake, they all declare war on you. So look before you shoot or swing a sword at one. Number 2, piglin brutes. These guys are identified by their black t-shirts. They hate you always, and they hit very hard. Kill them all. Number 3, other piglins. These guys don't wear the black shirts, but they do carry swords and crossbows. They hate anyone that doesn't wear gold. They hate anyone that mines anything gold or golden. They hate anyone that opens a chest nearby. Again, kill them, or at least wear gold and break chests instead of opening them. Hoglins. These guys are mean, and they have some pretty serious reach when they attack, and they hit hard, very hard. Kill them on sight. Number 5, lava. Do not underestimate this stuff. It flows fast and far in the nether, and we will be working near a whole lot of it. It will burn anything not made of netherite. Fire resist potions are your friend here. Keep one on your hotbar just in case. Those are the main dangers. Here are some tips for building around lava since we'll be digging a pit right in the middle of it. Number 1. Never mine the block you are standing on. The bastion is built over a lava lake, so there could be lava below the floor. When you need to remove a floor block, stand on a block next to the one that you're going to break. Number 2. You can use gravity blocks like gravel or sand and drop them into lava by placing them on the side of another block. If you later try to dig down through the gravel that you dropped, be sure to use a too-wide hole method to avoid lava. Number 3. You can use a piston to shove blocks downwards. Pistons can push up to 12 blocks, so you can drive a retaining wall down through lava. Number 4. Fire resist potions are your friend. They can save you from your mistakes, but you must drink them instantly or before you go into lava. They can also be used to dive down into lava to build, but it's hard to see through lava without a mod that disables fog. Okay, hopefully you have cleared the bastion of any piglin brutes and hoglins. If not, the construction area will quickly become a war zone. Step 1 is to disable the spawner temporarily, or else magma cubes will make building impossible. We're going to do this by building 2 11 by 11 dirt floors, one just above the spawner, and a second just under it. I'm going to show you 2 of the least risky ways to get it done in survival mode. If the magma cubes do get out of hand, walk away from the bastion and let them despawn. At least 32 blocks away. The further you go, the faster they despawn. The method to build the top dirt floor is from the bridge above the spawner. Remove some blocks from the bridge to expose the chain in the spawner. You want to build a line of dirt blocks 5 blocks out in every direction from the chain and turn them into a giant dirt square. If you do this carefully, magma cubes stay trapped beneath where they cannot hit you. Watch out for the large cubes. Those are the only ones that can jump up that high to get you. Next, mine into the closest side wall and dig down 2 blocks below the dirt, and then create yourself a safe area to work on the lower floor. Use pistons to push dirt out to make that lower floor. Position a piston facing the spawner at the correct height and put a button on the floor beside it. Stick dirt in front of the piston and hit the button to push the dirt outwards. Repeat until it stops moving. When the dirt reaches the other side, break the piston and move it over one. Once your 2 dirt floors are complete, no more magma cubes should spawn. There might still be some older cubes hopping around, and you can either kill them or just walk away from the bastion and let them despawn. Now that we've cleared out the enemies, it's time to build the farm. First, clear out a 13 by 13 block area at lava level, directly under the dirt floor. Fill in any lava within this square with temporary blocks to make it safe to walk around. That should make the platform 1 block wider than the dirt roof above you, all the way around. This includes clearing out part of the side wall. Now we need to make a 3 block high area above the dirt floor to maximize the spawn area and to make room for the roof. Again, you're going to have to clear out the bridge blocks and 1 block or 2 blocks into the sidewall. Leave both dirt floors in place for now to keep the spawner turned off. Break the chain over the spawner in the center of the upper dirt floor and pick a solid building block other than dirt. Place a 4 block pillar directly on top of the spawner. The top block marks our roof level, and the pillar will stop magma cubes from getting stuck on top of the spawner. Before we start the pit, we need to add a collection area on one side. Choose the side that is closest to your path through the nether and clear out and extend the floor at lava level 4 more blocks in that direction for the full 13 block width. Fill it in so that there's no lava on the floor, and you should end up with a 13 by 17 platform Now we need to build retaining walls downward around that 13 by 17 border to block off the lava. Use a piston to push blocks down at each spot around the border. You could also use fire resist potions or drop gravel into the lava, but the piston method is safer and helps avoid holes in your outer walls. Repeat the process for each of the blocks along the border on all 4 sides. The amount of blocks you need for each spot will vary because of the depth of the lava below you. Some spots need a lot, some need a few, and you might get lucky and find some that don't need any. Once our border wall is complete, we can clear out the interior pit. This is the tedious and lava dangerous portion of the build. We're making an 11 by 15 wide hole in the middle, and we want 15 air blocks vertically between the spawner and the floor of the pit. I found it helpful to use 14 ladders to track the depth. In one of the corners, like the corner by your path, build a short wall all the way up to the dirt floor and place ladders starting there, and carefully dig down to mark the bottom of your pit, placing the ladders in the hole. To clear out the pit, I recommend clearing the first 2 horizontal layers first. Below the 3rd layer is usually lava. So to reduce the gravel that we need, we're going to switch from horizontal layers to vertical rows. So open up and drop gravel along one of the rows, and then move on to the next row. And once your second row is in, you should be able to carefully dig out the back row without having any lava, and you can reuse that gravel on the 3rd row and so on. Continue working across the pit until you hit the far side. The 14 tall ladder should end right at the floor to show that you're deep enough. Fill in any holes left in the floor or outer walls as you go. Once the whole pit is complete, you can swap out any blocks you don't like in the walls or floor for decorative purposes. And with this, our pit should be complete. With our pit completed, it's time to start adding the walls and the roof. We're going to start by building up 3 solid walls around our spawner, all the way up to 1 block short of roof level. Then we add a 13 by 13 glass or slab roof on the top to prevent random nether spawns. We make the 4th wall out of glass to separate our AFK and our collection area from the magma cube area. For now, leave a 5 block high door in the glass on either side at the very bottom. Next come the collection tracks. Starting from the left-hand doorway, we add 2 redstone blocks in the floor. That exact position is not too important. And then we run powered rails from the doorway up to the corner. The corner rail needs to be a regular rail though. Then we add 2 rows of redstone blocks in the floor. 1 in the 3rd row over, and then 1 over by the 10th row. Starting from the regular rail that we left corner, we run a repeating S pattern down to the other doorway in the order that I'm about to show you. Each row starts with a regular rail, and then it consists of powered rails all the way across and ends in another regular rail to connect to the row below. Repeat that back and forth 1 row at a time until you end up with 1 track that covers the entire floor and goes out the doorway on the other side. Now we cover the 9 furthest rows from the glass wall with honey blocks. You can just shift-click the honey onto the rail in order to place it above the rail. The last 2 rows in the chamber get covered with trapdoors on the bottom. Again, you can shift right-click to place them properly. It's time to move the frogs into the farm. I recommend putting 2 frogs in each boat and using leads to pull them into the nether. Just walk through your portal without stopping to get the boat to enter it. Then go through yourself and reattach the lead. Now you did listen and make a safe path all the way to the bastion, right? Right? Drag the boat of frogs to the bastion, and you need to get it into the spawner side of the pit. You should be able to break a hole in your wall and build a bridge to pull the boat in and then drop it down. Once you're there, you need to pull them onto the trapdoor section. There's room on the trapdoors for about 6 boats, 12 frogs in total. Make sure that the boats are sitting on the trapdoors and not on any of the honey blocks and not on top of each other. It's time to finish up the killing area by adding powdered snow. I found the easiest way to position the snow in midair was to place a dirt block on top of the honey and then put the powdered snow on it and break the dirt. Be careful, the honey blocks break very easily. I recommend either a regular shovel or just punching it with your fist. We want a 5x4 pattern of powdered snow with a 1-block air gap all the way around each of those blocks. The final 5 powdered snow will go 1 block lower than the rest, just above the frog's head. I did this by placing dirt on the honey next to the last row of snow that you placed, and then place your bucket against the side facing the glass wall and the frogs. Then break the dirt block. With all of the powdered snow in place, we should see a 5x5 grid from up above. Time to make the collection and AFK area. Start by digging out a 3x4 hole in the floor, being careful to watch out for lava. Block up any lava. Place 4 double chests like this, then 4 hoppers along the wall, pointing each one into a chest. Finally, from the doorway, place 5 regular rails around the corner and over the hoppers, and finish up with a powered rail on the last hopper. Now repeat the same thing, but mirrored from the other doorway. Then place a solid block between the powered rails, and then stick a lever on top. Now you can replace the 2 blocks in the middle between the chests with glass to prevent nether mobs from spawning there. Now that we're done with the kill chamber, we need to fix up any holes that we made and remove any bridges that we used to move the frogs in. If your ladders are in the kill chamber, now is a good time to relocate them over to the AFK side of the glass. The final 2 things are to close up the glass wall except for the 2 holes for the tracks, and place a hopper minecart onto one of the powered rails by the chests. You can send the cart on a test run to grab any blocks that are laying on the ground. It's time to turn on our farm by removing the dirt floors that are blocking the spawner. Use the safe area in the wall and punch a hole through it to get onto the upper dirt floor. And then, just like painting a room, we want to start in the far corners and work backwards towards our hole, removing all of the dirt. Be sure to remove both floors at once, and be careful not to break the spawner. If you did everything correctly, magma cubes should now be spawning in midair and dropping down. Close up the hole in the glass and go back down to the collection area. To use the farm, we will need to add a slab AFK ledge. You can do this by adding a slab just above the chests. Stand on top of it and then look up at the spawner. If you don't see flames, you need to go 1 block higher up until you do see flames, indicating the spawner is working. Then build a slab ledge across the farm to AFK on. Break out the glass wall at head level and place slabs against the top. Now the magma cubes can see you and they'll be drawn towards you and towards the frogs. Before we call the farm complete, make sure you have some way to get down to the chests and also a way back up to the escape ladder. You can add a roof up above or safety railings or a trapdoor over the ladder, whatever you want. The last thing that you want to happen is for a random nether spawn to spot you AFK and come hunting for you. Here is how the Froglight farm works. We turn on the collector minecart, then we climb up to the AFK platform. Standing here activates the magma cube spawner above. Magma cubes spawn in midair and fall down onto the honey blocks below. The honey reduces the cube's ability to jump. Magma cubes will see you through the gap in the wall and shuffle hop towards you. Any cube larger than a baby will be partially inside one of the powdered snow blocks and will take damage until they die, producing smaller magma cubes. The small cubes find their way over to the frogs, who eat them and poop out the appropriate Froglight for their color. The Froglights and any other drops get collected by the hopper minecart as it passes underneath. Each time the minecart exits the chamber, it passes over the hopper on the way in and on the way out. And all of the drops end up in these 8 double chests. If you find that the minecart is unable to empty itself while bouncing back and forth, turn off the lever and allow it to drain, or you can manually enter it and then flip the lever back on again. And if you do go attacking cubes through the gap in the AFK wall, be careful not to break the powdered snow or the honey blocks. Fixing them probably requires putting the dirt floors back in to stop the spawner. Ask me how I know. And that's it for this Froglight farm. Thanks for watching. There's a block list in the description, and a link to my honey farm video if you need to gather honey, and a link to my slime farm video.